Live from the Ed McMahon Mass Communications Center at Quinnipiac University, this is QNN, the Quinnipiac News Network.
Good evening and welcome to QNN. I'm Alexa Zioli.
And I'm Daquan Stuckey.
The Student Government Association on campus has spent the last 2 weeks handling the fallout of comments made by sophomore class president Chris Montalvo at Your Voice, Our Quinnipiac event.
He began his speech that night with the words, quote, "I'm here to stir the pot. I'm here to cause controversy." And he did just that. Nicole Kessler is live with the reaction. Nicole?
It's been 10 days since the controversial SGA event took place, and members still cannot come up with a solid solution.
Chris Montalvo's words, "I am here to stir the pot, I'm here to cause controversy," sparked immediate backlash from students who attended the Your Voice, Our Quinnipiac, My Culture is Not a Costume campaign.
Live from Quinnipiac University, I'm Nicole Kessler, QNN.
Thank you, Nicole. Well, while SGA is picking up the pieces, people around Connecticut are doing the same after this weekend's storm caused massive power outages. Some towns even had to cancel trick-or-treating because of dangerous downed power lines. Trees and tree branches blocked roadways, and several residence halls on campus were damaged from the strong winds and heavy rain that Hamden saw. Facilities and Macri Roofing Company are still working to repair the damages around campus.
Over the summer, President Leahy announced he's retiring in June of 2018. Today, the Presidential Search Committee announced they developed a small pool of highly qualified candidates. The committee will continue to evaluate those candidates and hold interviews. A decision on the next president of Quinnipiac University will be made sometime in the next few months.
Leadership was also the focus at Women Empowered's event this week. Quinnipiac's female leaders came together to promote confidence during an event called She Leads. The event included resume building exercises and a belly dancing tutorial to help women on campus with career development and discover more about their bodies. Men were also encouraged to attend the event. This was Women Empowered's last event for the semester.
Quinnipiac is ramping up for one of the biggest events. The 2017 Alumni Weekend begins tomorrow. The class of 1967 and 1992 will have their 25th and 50th reunion parties on Friday, and there will be a tailgate event on Saturday before the men's ice hockey game against Colgate, which is sold out. Alumni will be provided with beer, wine, food, and there will be plenty of games and activities.
The School Communications is taking part in an interesting collaboration this fall, just in time for the holiday season. Matt Grahn has the story.
Monday night might not be the time of week you'd picture college students being out and about, but for these film majors, there was work to be done.
Chi Omega held their second annual Swishes for Wishes event to raise money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. The event held in Burcon is a bracket-style basketball tournament that students can sign up for in groups of 5. The games were refereed by the Quinnipiac men's basketball team. In the end, Greek organizations Gamma Phi Beta and Zeta Beta Tau emerged victorious, and Chi O raised nearly $900.
And that's on all Greek life is up to. It's also Panhellenic Pride Week. Sororities are working together to compete in Penny Wars, a fundraiser to benefit Circle of Sisterhood. Members of Greek Life are paired up to table in the Student Center all week and are accepting cash or Venmo for donations. The event not only raises money for a cause, but also helps students from different chapters get to know each other. A fatal terror attack earlier this week left 8 dead in New York City.
And indictments against Trump's former campaign chairman have left the country worried about national security. QNN's Owen Kingley has more with this and his national news update. Owen?
Tuesday's terror attack in New York City is the latest in a string of terror attacks involving a truck around the world. The suspect in this attack, 29-year-old Saifulo Saipov, allegedly ran down pedestrians and bikers on a bike path on the west side of Lower Manhattan. The attack left 8 dead and 12 injured. Saipov left a note referencing ISIS, and according to sources, he told police from his hospital bed that he is pleased with his actions and is unapologetic for the attack. After the terror event on Tuesday, President Trump tweeted that Saipov entered the country after being approved through the, quote, diversity visa lottery program. According to information received by the Judiciary Committee, Saipov entered the United States in 2010 on a diversity visa and is now a lawful permanent resident. Trump blamed Senator Chuck Schumer of New York for the creation of the program. Special counsel Robert Mueller announced the indictment of President Trump's former campaign chairman Paul Manafort on Monday. An associate of his, Rick Gates, has also been indicted on 12 felony counts, including money laundering, false statements, and other acts of conspiracy against the U.S. According to court documents, the two were working for a pro-Russian political party in Ukraine. They are accused of failing to register as foreign agents representing the Ukrainians and also allegedly laundering up to $75 million in payments. And as thousands continue to look through the FBI's previously declassified information about Lee Harvey Oswald's assassination of former President John F. Kennedy, more and more information comes to light. Some information includes an unknown phone call made to a reporter working at the Cambridge newspaper in England just before the assassination, saying that the reporter should call the U.S. Embassy in London for some big news. Also, a mysterious document has surfaced claiming that police were trying to arrest Oswald weeks before the assassination in New Orleans for his involvement in a pro-Fidel Castro group. That's all for my national news update. Back to you guys at the desk, Alexa and Daquan.
Thanks, Owen. Coming up on Q&N, find out how one Quinnipiac student is dancing for a cause.
Plus, the university really got into Halloween spirit. We'll be right back.
Many Quinnipiac students know about Q-Thon, but many don't know about one of their most important members' role behind the scenes. Junior physical therapy major Victoria De La Rosa dances to find a cure, and here's why. Victoria is working with her co-chair and committee on another kickoff event for the holiday season. The fundraising goal for this year's Q-Thon event is $250,000. To help them achieve that goal, you can register online at qthon.org. Daquan?
Thank you, Alexa. One organization on campus is making sure troops overseas aren't missing out on the Halloween fun. The athletic training organization is collecting leftover candy for servicemen and women. They're also encouraging people to write thank you letters that will be included in the packages. If you want to donate, you can drop off your candy at the athletic training rooms on the Mount Carmel or North Haven campuses. There was plenty of Halloween spirit going on around Chartwells on Tuesday. Students woke up to a fully decorated cafeteria with spooky music, pumpkin carving competitions, and there was also apple cider and free donuts on the York Hill cafeteria. Some Chartwells employees also got into character by dressing up in costumes. Coming up on Q&N, is something in your Halloween goodie bag making you sick, and another Sunday storm is on the way. Is it going to be as bad as the past weekend? We'll be right back. After getting over 3 inches of rain on Sunday, I really don't think we need any more.
That's for sure. Sam is standing by with the full 8-day forecast. What's the weekend looking like?
Well, guys, unfortunately, we might still see some rain this weekend after those storms on Sunday and Monday. And it is a little mild right now. We're not really feeling that fall weather, but we will start feeling that fall weather again starting this weekend. So let's take a look at that 8-day forecast. And Thursday is going to get even chillier with highs in the high 40s. And guys, that means it's my favorite time of year. It's my favorite weather. It's beanie weather. So hopefully we're going to keep feeling that fall weather and have a little break before we get those frigid chills of a New England winter. That's all I have for this week's weather. I'm Sam Prevo, QNN. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Sam. Now let's check out some health news. Enrollment for Obamacare opened yesterday. According to the Department of Health and Human Services, 80% of Americans will be able to get a 2018 plan for less than $75 a month. That's a big leap from last year's 71%. Open enrollment runs through December 15th in most U.S. states. A new study finds that pesticides in food can reduce fertility among women. According to the Journal of American Association, eating fruits and vegetables with high amounts of pesticides can higher the chance of pregnancy loss in women. Avocados and corn typically have low amounts of pesticides, but peaches, strawberries, and spinach can have a large amounts of pesticides. As you're enjoying your Halloween treats, there's one type of candy you may want to stay away from. That candy is black licorice. The Food and Drug Administrator posted a reminder to watch your black licorice consumption, especially for those over 40. Black licorice has a sweetening compound which can cause a drop in potassium levels. With low potassium levels, some people may experience high blood pressure and irregular heart rhythms. Unfortunately, not all parents were able to take their kids trick-or-treating, but one Florida hospital made sure all the newborns in the hospital intensive care unit were still dressed up. Nurses took the time to make custom costumes for the little babies, and parents loved it. That's all I have for health news this week. Alexa, how cute are those babies?
Pretty darn cute, Daquan. I really love the little guy in the popcorn costume. Coming up on QNN, fall sports are wrapping up. Victoria is here to give you all the scores from the latest Quinnipiac athletic games. Plus, an adorable duo you don't want to miss. We'll be right back. Well, that World Series game last night will definitely go down in history.
And the New England Patriots surprised lots of fans with a trade this week. Victoria Ritigliano is standing by with the details. Victoria?
Well, you guys said it. It was a historic night for the Houston Astros last night, winning their first World Series in the franchise's 56 seasons, defeating the LA Dodgers in Game 7, 5-1. After scoring all 5 runs in the first 2 innings, the Astros pulled themselves into a hefty lead they would never come down from. George Springer recorded 2 runs in the game, including a 2-run homer in the second, to help his team bring home the trophy. On Monday, the Patriots traded quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo to the San Francisco 49ers in exchange for a 2018 second-round pick. The shocking news gave Patriot safety Devin McCourty mixed feelings.
Bittersweet. I think that explains it, perfectly. Probably from the offensive side of the ball, nobody's helped us more defensively, than him. But in the same hand, to see him get an opportunity to go out there and play, especially for me, an older guy, to see, his growth from when he came in here as a rookie until now, I think it's very exciting.
While Garoppolo's move to the Niners could help the struggling 0-8 team, San Francisco head coach Kyle Shanahan said there's no promise he will start this year. And the New Jersey Devils are off to their best start in the team's history after blanking the Vancouver Canucks yesterday 2-0. With the win, the Devils improved to 9-2-0, including 5 straight road wins. Forward Brian Boyle made his first start for the Devils after being diagnosed with chronic myeloid leukemia at training camp earlier this year, and goalie Corey Schneider came away with his first shutout of the season. And the Boston Celtics are also on a roll after defeating the Sacramento Kings last night 113-86. This is the team's 6th straight win dating back to October 20th and improves their record to 6-2 to start the season. Kyrie Irving and Jaylen Brown each scored 22 points to help hand the Kings their 6th consecutive loss. Those are the sports headlines for the week. Daquan, Alexa, are you guys Boston sports fans?
Thanks, Victoria. I'm a huge Boston sports fan. Celtics, Sox, Bruins, Pats.
Well, I'm a Jets fan, I'm a New York kind of guy. But Jimmy Garoppolo over there in San Fran, I think he'll do well. I mean, he's a good quarterback, young quarterback. He sat behind Tom Brady for a long time. So
True, I completely agree. All right, well, before the show ends, we want to introduce you to very close friends. Meet Max and Quackers. Max is a 12-year-old husky, and Quackers is a 4-year-old duck. The two live in Minnesota and are best friends. They
go everywhere together and have an inseparable bond. They don't even need to be on a leash when they walk around, and their friendship is an inspiration to many. Wow, isn't that just adorable?
That's really adorable. I love the dog though. He's so cute. I love huskies. Thanks for joining us for QNN.
We'll be back next week with more news from around Quinnipiac and the local community.
All of us here in Hamden certainly have our favorites when it comes to dining out, and this week you can get your favorites at a discount. It's the 7th annual Hamden Restaurant Week. Sitting high at the intersection of Whitney and Dixwell, this billboard is hard to miss. Hamden's Restaurant Week is here, and customers can get buy one get one deals or a prefix menu deal at 12 participating locations.
It's a select group of restaurants, and we all try to work together.
If you're looking for some delicious Mexican and Tex-Mex food, Enchiladas is having a buy one get one deal.
Started off as strictly Mexican food, which was kind of unique 25 years ago. We've expanded that menu now into more American and Mexican items.
Charlie says that Restaurant Week is a good time for people in town, especially Quinnipiac students, to explore places they haven't tried yet.
A lot of kids just think it is Anchi's, it's just a bar. And we do a lot of food. We have $2 tacos on Tuesday. We do $5 margaritas on Monday, $5 wines on Wednesday. So there's a lot of different specials that the kids can come in for that we'd like to see a little more involvement from them if we could.
If you're more interested in some casual American food, head over to Eli's, where they're serving a prefix lunch menu for $13 and dinner menu for $25. For that price, you get an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert.
Eli's hand-selected their most popular items for the menu.
Philly egg rolls are one of our signature dishes, so I want to make sure we put those on there so people can have them. On the entrees, same thing. It's about having some signature items. The Eli's chicken is one of our signatures. Mass appeal, pot pie does very well with older clientele. Penne alla vodka does very well with our younger clientele. Cauliflower risotto is something that's new. It's gluten-free, it's vegetarian, it's vegan. That's it. So we added that to this one to kind of get a little bit more exposure to it, get people to try it.
This week benefits both the customers and the businesses.
We're seeing a lot of new faces in, which is nice. So it's kind of a win-win.
And Restaurant Week is still going on. It does continue through Saturday night. Charlie and Scott both told me they expect business to be booming more on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So be sure to make your reservations now. Victoria, back to you.
The Quinnipiac University men's ice hockey team defeated Boston College 3-2 in the Frozen Four semifinal in Tampa, Florida. At the final buzzer, students on main campus flooded Bobcat Way from all directions. Their cheers grew louder as more and more Bobcats joined in on the celebrations. Anticipating the situation, public safety and Hampden Police Department officers were already stationed on the sidewalks. Confetti cannons blasted in the air and students covered trees in toilet paper. But celebrations quickly got out of hand when those same trees were torn apart to start a bonfire. Public safety continued to stand back and told us their orders were to step in when something dangerous happened.
This is a little bit too much. Like, they're destroying school property. They lit a tree on fire. It's getting kind of dangerous for not winning a championship.
10 minutes later, a student who had climbed his way up a tree began violently shaking the tree until it snapped in half, crashing down in front of the Bobcat statue.
The chanting and like yelling and, you know, camaraderie, that's always good. But when you start breaking stuff and lighting stuff on fire, I don't think that was necessary.
The crowd was roaring, but the chaos was soon shut down when public safety and Hampden PD stepped in.
Back it up! Let's go! The campus was unified for one night, and this was tonight, and we broke a tree.
The student who broke that tree was taken away in handcuffs. The crowds have dispersed for now, but come this Saturday, the Bobcats face North Dakota for the championship title. For Q30 News, I'm Jenelle Cadigan. Take a look around Connecticut's Farmington Canal Trail and you might see the falling leaves and the foliage. But take a look up and you might notice something new.
Just a few months ago, we finished a small project on the canal trail. We installed 3 cameras.
And 5 emergency call boxes, all funded by the mayor's office. The new security measures target the intersection on Dudley Street, a historically dangerous spot.
We have had, over the last few years, a couple of incidents where we had acts of violence, specifically gunfire. And so that prompted us to consider what we could do to deter that kind of activity, prevent it, but also have the capacity to have visual evidence of it if it does occur.
Hampden PD will soon be able to access the visual evidence on monitors that are being installed in the dispatch center. But trailgoers have mixed reactions about the extra eyes.
It's probably not a bad idea.
I think it's a great idea. The more safety, the better.
I didn't think it was in the budget, actually. Gives you, a good feeling that you're not going to have some maniac pop out of the woods.
It is a little bit invasive.
Anthony Natali is a retired Hampden cop. He says the cameras are an important part of safety.
There's cameras in a lot of places you don't even realize. So if you feel like it's invasion of your privacy, then I guess you should stay inside your house.
As you can see, the trail is open from sunrise to sunset, and no person is allowed on the trail while it's closed. In addition to following this rule, Chief Wydra also suggests concealing your valuables while you're out here, like your Fitbit or your cell phone, and also never coming out here alone. In Hampden, Jenelle Cadigan, Q30 News.